Hey everybody, my name is Mike Ward. I'm coming to you today on behalf of the South Carolina PTA. We are super happy to announce that we have been able to secure licenses for the GoToMeeting software, which is a software that allows us to do video conferencing. And because it is the professional licensed GoToMeeting software, we have a lot of really cool features that will help you run your local PTA meetings in an effective and efficient manner. So let's jump in and let's talk today about how to use GoToMeeting. We're going to start off by just browsing over with your favorite web browser to gotomeeting.com. Then in the top right corner, you're going to click the sign in button. It's going to ask you for an email address and password in order to sign in. You'll want to get that information from your district president. If you haven't heard from your district president yet, please feel free to reach out to your district president so that you can get the login information for this website. Once you put in the email address and password, you'll come to the GoToMeeting dashboard, or as you see it up top here, the hub. It should automatically land you into a spot where you see all of the meetings that are available on the left, and then you'll see the actual details of the meetings on the right. If you're here to actually plan one of your future meetings, you're going to start off by clicking on the Create Meeting button. It's going to ask you for the title. You're going to tell it it's a one-time meeting, the date you're going to set it, the time it starts, and how long it's going to last. Once you put those pieces of information in, you'll be able to hit the Save button, and that will schedule your meeting. Let's go and fill in some of these details. When you're looking at the meeting title, remember this is going to be a shared platform, so be a little specific. Punch in your school's name. And so, for example, my school today is Elementary 13 School, and this is going to be the Spiritware Committee that is having this meeting. Want to be specific so that as we're planning all of these different meetings using the shared platform, we're able to make sure that if the district president needs to call one of the local unit leaders, they know which school is using that meeting space at that time so that we can have open communications. You're going to go down to the when, and you're going to select the date, which is going to be, let's say, this Saturday. Starts at 1 p.m., that's fine. And the duration will be 60 minutes or 1 hour. Something to note here, the duration is not a maximum limit. It will not kick you off the software after your meeting runs for 60 minutes. It will just simply notify your attendees that your meeting anticipates to be 60 minutes long. I will throw a word of warning in here. If you plan a 1 hour long meeting at 1 p.m. on Saturday, and somebody goes behind you and plans a meeting at, let's say, 2:30 or 3 o'clock, be respective and make sure that your meeting doesn't run over, which could cause a conflict for their meeting to start. Very important to pay attention to. Once you punch in these details, you're going to hit Save, and you're going to see that it now saved your meeting. And over on the left, you see August 15th meeting. I can click on it. It loads the details over here to the right. And now I'm to the point where I'm ready to share the meeting information with the potential attendees. So from this screen, I'll click Copy Invitation. And that is literally just like using Word. It copies whatever information that you would have highlighted and copied. In this case, it copies the whole invitation. From here, let's just pretend that this is my email. I would open up my email, type out my message, please join me for the next Spiritware Committee, and I would paste the invitation. And if you can see on the screen, the information on the pasted email is the same information that's in the invitation. So they try to make it super convenient for you to be able to copy and paste that information. Now let's look a little bit further into actually running your meeting. When it's time to run the meeting, you'll start the meeting by logging into the hub. You get to your GoToMeeting hub and select your meeting and hit the start button. Be sure that you're on your meeting that you're starting so that you don't mess up somebody else's planned meeting. It's going to take just a moment to actually open up, and what you'll see happen is it's going to give you an option to join on the web or download the app. In my case, I have already downloaded and installed the app. So this little pop-up that says, do you want to open GoToOpener? I would tell it to open that program so that it can get my meeting started. If this is your first time using GoToMeeting, try a demo meeting or show up to your meeting early so that you can install this app, you can get in and play with it before it's go time and it actually matters. So I'm going to hit the open GoToOpener. It takes just a second to get the meeting open. You see that it's verifying me. And now it's asking me to basically go through, select my audio, select my video. In this demonstration, I cannot select a video source because I am using that to record this video. So I'm going to leave my video off. I'm coming in with my microphone muted, and I just tell it, okay, I'm ready. So at this point, I'm the first person in the meeting. You can see that by this little icon up here. I'm the only person here because nobody else is across the top. Now I'm also going to join the meeting from my phone so that you can see what it looks like when other attendees join the meeting. So give me just 1 second. Okay, so we are now officially in the meeting, and you see from my phone here, I'm actually recording from my phone and my computer. So this would be just another attendee. For the time being, I'm going to cut that camera off so that it's not confusing. And I'm just going to leave that off, my phone off to the side. But I'm going to stay logged in because I want you to see how this actually works. Now, whether you are the host or you're an attendee, you should have a few options at the bottom of your meeting window. You'll have the microphone, which allows you to mute and unmute yourself. If your microphone is red with the line through it, you are muted. Nobody can hear you talking. One simple click and it turns green and you are unmuted. That means everybody can hear you. Same with the camera. If the camera has the slash through it, you're not transmitting your video. If I clicked it once, it would try to activate the video and it would allow people to see me once I turned the video on. Screen, that allows you to share your screen. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. It also allows you to turn off your screen sharing. So that is a very important button to pay attention to later. And then of course, you have your leave option, and your leave option, when you're the host, it'll ask you if you want to end the meeting for everyone. When you're just a participant, it's going to ask you if you want to leave the meeting, just leaving it as you. So that's another important button. What we want to pay attention to outside of our own controls is we want to look up in the top left corner. The top left corner gives us a record button. You see right now the recording is set to off. I can hit start your recording and it will actually begin recording. On my screen, I've got the red button with record. On all of the participant screens, they'll have a little red dot on the top of their window to let them know that you're recording. It's still always nice to throw out verbally, hey everybody, we're going to start recording this meeting so that we'll have a copy of it for later. and just let everybody know you're recording, start the recording, and then go about your meeting. Now, if you're curious at who is on the call, you'll be able to see videos across the top. But let's say we have 10 or 15 or 30 or 40 people or 100 people log into this meeting. It'll be very difficult to scroll through everybody's videos. So we want to look in the top right corner of the screen at the People button. When I click the People button, it will provide me a count. There's 2 of 151 people that are attending this meeting. 151 is the max. That does include you as the host. So I have all of the people in this list. And let's just say there were 30 or 40 people. You would see this list become a scrollable list, and you could scroll to find somebody if you're looking for somebody specific. Or if you're looking to make sure somebody has completely signed off of a call because they were not supposed to be on this call, this will help you verify that too. The other really cool button that is in the GoToMeeting window is your chat function. Now, the little chat button allows you to enter messages and send the messages through a written format to either every participant, or I can send private messages by selecting the send to and picking somebody and sending over a private message. Now, I really want you to pay attention to the chat function because that will be handy if you have to make board votes and you have 10 or 15 people that are going to be voting. You can have the motion and the second done verbally. You can go through your discussion, and then when you as the chair go to call the question, you can call the question, type in whatever your question might be, just so that you have a written record of it. And see, I sent that privately. I wouldn't want to do that. I would want to send it to everyone. And so this is question vote number 1. We would say we're voting to continue this training. All of those in favor, type yes or I in the chat. All of those opposed, type no. Why this would be important is because this provides you a written record of every vote. So instead of you squinting your eyes and getting close to the screen to try to look at videos to see if people are raising their hands or shaking their heads, this gives you a quick, immediate response as to what individuals are actually responding and how they're voting. And then, of course, when we're done with that, we end the chat by just clicking this little X button. Now, when we stop the meeting and end the recording, I'll show you this in a little bit, but what's really cool is it will actually produce a video file so that you can see the video and hear the audio, and then it creates a text file. And that text file contains the entire chat log. That's just really helpful so that you can try to make your meetings a little bit more efficient. Now, before we end this training, I have to show you this one last feature, and it is the screen share. This is such an important feature because when you click to share your screen, it'll give you several options. And for my purposes, I'm going to tell it to share the actual Chrome window that's open behind my GoToMeeting screen. So let's see. So I'll turn on screen sharing. Why is this important? This is important because let's say you're following an agenda. Let's say that you have a budget report. Let's say that you have a spiritware design that you want everybody to see. Instead of trying to email that out or send it out through text messages, and Susie didn't get the text message, John can't open it on his work computer. Instead of having all of those potential problems, you can share it right from your device, and they are going to see what you see. So let's just say we're in their spiritware meeting, right? So this is our new spiritware design, this green check mark. So I can pull that up on the screen. Everybody can look at their own device and go, wow, I love the color. That green just pops out on top of that blue. I would love that as a t-shirt design. And then you can have your discussions, have your votes, whatever you need to do right from here. And if you look at the top, as the person controlling it, you can actually assign different remote control options to different people. So if you're the presiding officer and you want your treasurer to run through the budget and have control of your screen while they have the budget on the screen, you can assign that. Here's what I recommend. Let me stop the screen share real quick. Now, let's talk about ending the meeting for just a moment before we wrap this up. Now, you can stop the recording and then end the meeting, or you can just go end the meeting. When you end the meeting, it automatically stops the recording for you. So I'll tell it to leave, end the meeting for everyone, yes. And then I wait just a second, because what you're going to see pop up is you're going to actually see a list of recordings that need to be converted. And so at this point, you see that our meeting that we just held is checked. It's asking what file format. MP4 is your standard video format. That should be automatically selected for you. And then you hit convert recording. When you hit convert recording, it's going to move to this screen. It's going to begin processing your recording, and it will actually tell you approximately how long it will take to convert your recording. At this point, take a break, go get a cup of coffee, refill your cup with whatever beverage you were drinking, get a snack. It's going to take several minutes to convert your video, but once you have your video, you can share that out with other members that maybe weren't able to attend, or the members that were able to attend but wanted to be able to go back and rewatch the video to hear one of the debates that you were having. For our recording purposes, I'm going to cancel this and tell it, yes, I want to cancel so I can close out the program. Yes. Now, one more thing to take into consideration. I would highly recommend that you get in touch with your district president to get the login information, and then have a demonstration or a demo meeting with your executive committee. You don't have to have the whole board at this. You can if you want to. But it's really critical that you as the chair understand how to use the software that you're going to be using to lead your meeting. So get together with your president-elect or VP, get together with your treasurer, your secretary. If you just want that core executive committee to get together in a virtual environment and try this out, I recommend doing it. If you're not ready to take that step and you want to build a little bit more confidence, ask your district president to get into a one-to-one video call with you just for a few minutes so that you can try out some of the features and build that confidence before you take it to your team. I also recommend have your team watch this training video so that they get familiar with GoToMeeting as well. GoToMeeting is a powerful tool. It allows us to host effective meetings that we can actually be efficient in. We can see each other, we can hear each other, talk to one another. We have written chat options, and we have the ability to share our screens and record the entire thing. The virtual environment that we are being forced into because of this pandemic sometimes casts a gray cloud over everything that we do, but it allows us to find silver linings like software programs such as GoToMeeting, because now we can see each other again, we can talk to one another, and we can actually move forward as a PTA, which is all we want to do. We all just want to move forward. We want to do what we can for these schools, our staff members, our teachers, our parents, and especially the children that we serve. I hope you found this informative. I hope that you found this encouraging. Again, my name is Mike Ward with the South Carolina PTA. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the state office, or more specifically, I encourage you to reach out to your district president for immediate help. Thanks. Have a good day.